Hello, am I audible to you, Ambika? Uh, I will wait for few minutes to. I will wait for some other person to join. So and after maybe after 5 minutes I will start. So can anyone GVV? Can you please confirm that am I audible and you are able to see my screen? You can unmute yourself and you can just you can write
Yes,
in
sir.
chat. Yes,
Yes, sir. Audible.
and my screen is also you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay, so I will start. So, good evening, everyone present here. My name is Manitna Prakash, and I will ask everyone to mute his mic. Ujjwala, please can
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
unmute.
I'm there.
Ujjwala, unmute yourself.
Okay.
Hmm. Thank you. So, welcome to one of the NPTEL course that is Wastewater Treatment and Recycling. And the instructor of course is Professor Manoj Kumar Tiwari. On your NPTEL portal, you will be seeing that it has been mentioned that he is a professor at IIT Kharagpur. But few months in last year he was transferred to IIT Kanpur. So right now he is in associate professor at IIT Kanpur. My name is Manitnam Prakash and I am a PhD student at IIT Kanpur in Civil Engineering Department with a specialization in environmental engineering. So there will be total 12-week session. So there are total 3 TA in this course. So you will be getting link for all those three, and you can miss. This is like an interaction section. You have to first go through the video that has been posted on the NPTEL portal, and if you have any kind of questions, you can ask here. Yeah, either you can. I will ask Miss after some time. I will. Open the I will ask everyone to, if you want to ask any question you can ask, or you can write in the chat box. And okay, so and for my as I already said that there are 3 TA. So my I will be coming live every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the link will be used same every time. And one day before the session you will be informed via mail from the NPTEL group, so you can join. I think if this this instruction has been already given to you. So and the video of this recording session will be uploaded on YouTube channel. So this YouTube channel will be also shared with you. So if you have any if you have to rewatch whatever I have discussed here, you can just go there and you can watch it. Okay, so coming to the week one, so if you have gone through the lecture which was posted, I think on 22nd of July, 22nd of July, week before that. So on week one these four topics we have discussed, that is source and type of wastewater, like what is detailed discussion about what is wastewater, what are its different source and what are type of wastewater, then pollutants in wastewater, then some kind of source, how these pollutants are coming into the water that is making it waste, then wastewater management, some preliminary thing, like it was all theoretical thing. And in the last there was some discussion about wastewater management and what are the issue that has been that people face, yeah, government is facing, and what are its different challenges, and we gone through some schemes and all these things. Okay, so this was overall summary of week one. Okay, so before coming to the in this session what I will be doing, I will be first covering some of the basic portion that has been covered in the video lecture. So this will be a kind of a recap of whatever you have gone through in the video lecture, and after that I will be solving some questions, either that question will be either numerical question or theoretical question, and that type of question you might be expecting in your assessment, like you will be going through some assessment every week. So if you want to if you want a certificate for NPTEL and there is some criteria like A star and I exactly don't remember about those criteria, but there are some marks for your assessment also. So if you are appearing in those assessment, so you might expect question similar to what I will be discussing here. And these question which I am discussing here was asked last year. So this course was also run last year. So there will be some assignment question. Those question has been given to us and given to us, yeah, me, and I have solved it, and I have kept I have made one PPT and I will be discussing one by one. Okay, so before going to the main portion, like I will be starting the lecture, first I will be going through some brief discussion about what wastewater and its type, and after that I will be going through question and answer. If any of you have any kind of doubt, you can ask right now, or you can wait at the end of session. We will have enough time. I will be going one by one through your question. So if someone has any kind of question, you can ask right now, or I will proceed with my own discussion. You can write in chat box also. If okay, so I think at any point of discussion, if someone feels, if someone wants to ask any question, he or she can raise their hand and they can ask question. Okay, so right now no one is asking, so I will be going through the lectures. So okay, so the whole topic is about wastewater. The whole course is about wastewater, its treatment and its recycling. So if you go through the simple top miss, if you go through the title of the course, you have to miss, you can just get an idea what this course will make you learn. So you have to first learn about the code the topic is wastewater treatment and unit. So there is something which you want to treat. So before treating that thing, you should know what you are treating. So before treatment, you have to know about wastewater, and then it's recycling. Recycling is another part. Recycling will be covered in more detail way at the end of the course, but right now you have to first learn about this, what is this wastewater, where from where does this wastewater comes, what are the different problem that we faced in treatment, what are its treatment process. So right now in this session we will just discussing about wastewater. In upcoming in upcoming discussion, yeah, in upcoming lectures you will be learning more about this wastewater treatment and all these things. Okay, so in a simple way, if you go through any standard book which is available in every college or every library, or if any environmental engineering book that is related to wastewater, and if you go through the definition of wastewater, they define wastewater. You will be finding definition in sentence way, but if you break that sentence point wise, then the definition which is given as wastewater is any water that is adversely affected by human related influences. Means there is one water which is affected by mainly through human interference. Suppose you are throwing some kind of organic material or any kind of things that will make water not useful for you, then we treat that water as wastewater. Okay, this includes substance from domestic like your waste from anything that you are throwing in water from your house, whether it is the any kind of organic waste, yeah, any kind of non-organic waste that you are throwing in the water, and that somehow directly indirectly is wasting water or making water not useful for you, then we call that water as a wastewater. Then second thing is industrial wastewater. So now suppose if there is some industry that is also that that industry, if you using water for some kind of manufacturing anything, and somehow they are discharging some chemicals in that water, then that obviously that water cannot be reused. That can that water cannot be used in a proper way or for in conventional way. So that water will be also termed as wastewater. The best example of this is battery industry discharge too much of lithium and all these things, so that they produce huge amount of wastewater. Then there is commercial wastewater. So can anyone say what is this commercial thing, like commercial activities? Yeah, anyone want to comment on what is this commercial, what is see, domestic is like our homes and all these thing. Industry is industry, then under which area come under commercial thing? Okay, so you might be aware like schools, malls, these all come under commercial thing. Hospital also come under commercial thing only. So what happened that they also generate too much of wastewater by by some means. And then last but not least, there we have this agricultural activities. So all of you are aware that in agriculture we use fertilizer and all these things, and once there is rain, yeah, we irrigate our agricultural land. So what will happen that that water will somehow will whatever the water requirement, why that water will somehow flow to the rivers or something, and that will directly or indirectly make our water as a wastewater. So these are some I will be going in detail what are these domestic, industrial, commercial and agricultural activities. And the last sentence which is added in wastewater is unsuitable for immediate reuse or discharge without treatment. So now suppose imagine that you have some kind of a clean river, and you produce some wastewater so in your home or in industry, then you cannot either directly use that water, or suppose there is one water and you have thrown some food, organic waste. We will be all kind of domestic miss all kind of food, yeah, faces that we produce in our home, that will be considered as a organic waste. So suppose one organic waste has been produced in your home, so you cannot reuse that water. So either you have to treat it. Treatment will be done by your municipal corporation or any plant that is nearby you. Then either you can reuse that water, or you can discharge that water. So discharge means, suppose you have produced water for using a different kind of treatment process will be done, and if you want to discharge in water, so suppose you have produced huge amount of wastewater and now you want to discharge it. There is a river nearby in your area, so you cannot directly discharge your wastewater in that river. So there are some guidance by pollution control board, that is known as CPCB. So they have finalized something. This thing will be discussed in detail also, what are different condition, like how much treatment should be done that that water can be discharged in river or in land. Okay, so this was a overall definition of wastewater. So if we talk about the type of wastewater, which we already seen, that domestic, industrial, commercial, or agricultural. So I will be going one by one. So coming to the first type of wastewater, that is domestic wastewater. So it originates from household and residential area. Wherever you are living, from your house means you are producing enough amount of wastewater. Every you can starting from morning to night, we are producing wastewater. Okay, so though whatever that we are producing in our home will be considered as, you remember, when I'm so whatever, if any water we are using for any activity, and we are uh, we are adding something to water, then we are just polluting it, and then we are discharging it, then that will be called as domestic wastewater. Includes water from sink, shower, bath, toilet, washing machine, dishwasher. So the these are different, we in our home we produce wastewater from these parts of our home. So these are further classified as gray water and black water. So I will be discussing what is this black water and wastewater. So black water is toilet waste. Remember, there is one separate means, obviously we have two parts. We are using water in two forms. One is like kitchen, bathing, cleaning purpose, and then there is this toilet waste. In the If we are talking about toilets, we are talking about the faces. Okay, now. So black water, which contains mainly organic carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and microorganism. Okay. So when we are talking about black water, we are talking about toilet waste, which mainly contain this thing: organic carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and microorganism. On another hand, we have gray water. Gray water is a kitchen waste, wa- uh, water which is produced in kitchen, or for bathing purpose, or for cleaning purpose, like when we are cleaning our clothes, yeah, we are taking baths, we are producing some water, wastewater. So that will be considered as gray water. And this water is generally rich in organic. There is some, if it is coming from kitchen waste, it will contain some organic carbon. But if it is coming from bathing or cleaning purpose, it will contain surfactants, salts, dirts, grits, all these things. Okay, so this is gray water. So overall domestic wastewater is summation of black water plus gray water. I hope this all things are clear to you. You might be familiar with this thing. So this is just a recap of, huh. Coming to the another type of wastewater, that is industrial wastewater, agricultural wastewater, and storm water. Okay, na. So industrial wastewater is generally generated for industry and manufacturing industry, contains pollutants like chemical, heavy metals, organic matter. So obviously imagine, suppose you are running a leather industry. So you should know that leather industry use chromium for leather treatment. Leather are generally very soft in nature, so to make it harden they use some salt of chromium, that is chromium sulfate salt. So now they have miss what will they do, they will take the leather from direct from animal, which is very soft. So for making any kind of shoe, yeah, leather thing, they have to harden it. So what will happen, that they will add chromium sulfate salt on it, and they will add some water. So by some mechanism, that leather which was there, which was initially soft, will get hardened. But what will happen that the chromium salt will also produce when chromium sulfate salt has been added in water. There will be release of some chromium, and that will directly go in the into the water. Okay, so what will happen that what which initially the water which contains no chromium, now after treatment that water will contain high amount of chromium in in that water. So that will be considered as a industrial wastewater. Why industrial wastewater? Because that water contain high amount of chromium, and chromium is one of a heavy metals. Similarly, suppose if you are working in a dye industry, so dye industry generally uses cadmium for some kind of dye making process and all these things. Okay now, so what will happen that in that industry, if you suppose if you visit any site nearby a dye industry, and if you sample water from that area, so you will find cadmium. Similarly, for example, in Kanpur is known for leather industry. In Kanpur we have huge factory of leather. So there is one area known as Jajmau. So if you go through that area, and if you sample water from any nala or any river, there are high chances that you will find chromium, and that is very carcinogenic. It is cancer causing things. Okay now, so people are working in treatment of that water and all things. So that is separate thing. But for your knowledge, you can just search chromium contamination in Kanpur. So you will get many things like why there is too much chromium contamination in Kanpur. So you will see many leather industries there, and they are using this chromium sulfate and also. So for your knowledge, this is no, just for your knowledge, you can just go and check chromium contamination in Kanpur. Okay, so then there is agricultural wastewater. From name itself suggests what is agricultural wastewater. Results from farming activities including irrigation runoff. So suppose what you have used your fertilizer in your water in your land. So now once there will be rain, that water will that will what will do that it will carry that fertilizer dissolved fertilizer to nearby wastewater, so it will be producing some kind of a wastewater. Contains pesticide, fertilizer, organic matter from animal waste. So when we called agriculture, so remember we also include livestock. I don't exactly remember the common term either. It is when we talk about agriculture, we talk about both thing like livestock. Livestock means caring of animal and all these thing. And other hand, we have already this crop and all these thing. Okay. Then there is a storm water. Storm water is runoff from precipitation event like rain and snow. So once in your area, suppose there is some kind of rain. So what will happen that rain will uh, uh, that rain will carry some kind of pollutant from like soil chemicals, which might be lying in on surface. So generally it is runoff from precipitation events like snow or rain, and carries pollutant from urban areas, oil, grease, chemicals, and some kind of debris. So huge amount of water is going on. So what will happen that initially rainwater which was okay, if someone collects that rainwater, it can be used for some purpose. But as it has gone once it has landed on the surface, it will just go to some kind of drain or some river, and it will be considered as a storm wastewater. Okay, so the so now the question is, what are the different components of wastewater? So now you know what is wastewater, from where that wastewater comes. So now the other question is like, what are the different components of wastewater? What are those things present in water that is making it wastewater? So first thing is water, which is primary component. So you that is primary component only, like that is primary component. A normal water once getting contaminated with once polluted with something will consider as wastewater. So water is a primary component, and that what means after treatment we will try to recover our water. whatever material that has reacted to our water or whatever present in there, that will be secondary thing, but our main purpose is to recover our primary water which has converted into wastewater. Okay, so water primary component reusable after proper treatment. Then we have organic matter. Organic matter are coming from maybe from industry, obviously from your domestic wastewater. So includes food waste, human waste, biodegradable materials. So generally the organic matter are not recovered, but these are converted into some another form like CO2, methane, not CO2. They are converted into some compost thing or some methane form, and they are reused in some other things. Okay, then we have nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, beneficial for plant but can cause eutrophication. So remember this eutrophication. We will discuss this thing in detail in upcoming some slide. But eutrophication means suppose there is one water and you are adding too much nitrogen and phosphorus in that water. So what will happen that these nitrogen and phosphorus will help in algae growth. So what happens that for growth of algae, these nitrogen and phosphorus are very essential. So these nitrogen and phosphorus are very the food for algae growth. So that's why when you see that suppose there is one a clean lake, but after some time some suppose whatever drain is in your area is discharging their wastewater in that lake or in that river. So what will happen that after some time that what there are high chances that that lake will turn into green, and you will see some algae growth has been there. So from there you can confirm one thing, that the wastewater which is coming to that lake is is high in nitrogen and phosphorus, because that is helping in growth of algae. Okay, then some pathogens are there which is harmful. Pathogens are harmful microorganism like bacteria, viruses, parasite. These are always there in your water. Okay, then there's some chemical pollutants from industry or generally from industry like household chemicals, industrial solvent, agriculture, pesticide. Then we have heavy metals, toxic elements like mercury, cadmium, lead, and chromium. Chromium should be also added here, but I have already given you the example of cadmium, chromium. Okay, so these are different components of wastewater. So any water, if you think if anything apart, if you're there is normal water and anything which is high apart from your normal water, if any component which is have high concentration in that water, then you can term that water as a wastewater. Okay. Hmm. So uh, the last thing which was discussed, last thing which was discussed was wastewater management. So you have to suppose you have produced huge amount of wastewater. So obviously you have to manage it, because suppose miss, what can you do with that wastewater? Nothing. You cannot just simply throw it any here and there, because once you throw wastewater in, suppose if you are throwing wastewater in a clean river, so you are directly polluting your river. Okay, so that is also not a good thing. Okay now, so you have to manage somehow, like you manage your solid waste. So see, there is one more waste, that is solid waste, and that is separate course. Means if for you, maybe in your future you can just or you might be studying the solid waste management, but just like people are just like we manage solid waste, we have to manage our wastewater also. Okay now, so for managing wastewater, there are some several treatment unit, and there are several scheme that is going on which helps in treatment and all these things. So a proper wastewater management involves collection, like a proper collection of wastewater should be there. Then treatment and disposal or use of the wastewater. So once treatment, on the degree of treatment, like how much you are like. What do I call, how at what level or how much advanced you are treating that wastewater. Depending upon that water, we can reuse, either reuse that wastewater or we can just dispose that wastewater. Remember, disposal is very tricky thing. You have to when we are disposing, we have to follow some government rules, Yeah, some pollution control board rule. So remember, whenever I am talking about disposal, remember we are disposing after treatment, and treatment should be done in very specified way that has been already as per some rule or set by government. Okay. The treatment process involves physical, chemical, biological method to remove contaminants. Ensure treated water is safe for discharge or reuse. Our main target should be known that either I have to discharge in river, land, or sea, or we have to reuse it. Upon that, we will be treating our wastewater. Okay. So, what is the importance of this wastewater management? Is protect public health. So now imagine you are living in nearby a wastewater, so that wastewater will suppose it is rich in organic matter. So if it is rich in organic matter, it will be home to many bacteria, mosquitoes, and all these things. So indirectly or directly it will affect you. Now imagine if it is rich in some kind of heavy metals, say it is rich in chromium. So what will happen that with time this chromium will start mixing with your normal water, and the water which you are drinking might be also getting polluted with due to presence of this chromium wastewater. Okay. And preserve the environment, of course, from preserving environment, example is wastewater, waste example is in lake. You cannot throw your wastewater because that will directly increase your algae growth, and once there is algae at the surface of the surface of the lake, there will be deficiency of oxygen in the lake, and there will be aquatic life might get hampered. So in that way we have to preserve our environment also. Conserve the water resource means we have limited water resource. We have to manage wastewater, or we have to reuse, yeah, in such a way that we don't have to dependent upon uh, our we are not wasting too much water. So that's why there is a proper need of management. Okay. So till now this was recap, like what is wastewater, what are its different type, what are its different components, what is this wastewater management, and what are its importance. Okay. So if you have any doubt you can just ask right now. Till now if anyone have any doubt. So see, Miss, for in if you are joining next week, if you are joining my session again, Miss, see, I will encourage everyone to join my lecture again. So see, if everything is one way, then I will be just there will be at a one time you will feel that he just continuously speaking something blah 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 blah. So to make session interactive, you should frame some question, like you should, if you have, you should go through lectures, you should keep some notes of some question, like this question I should ask. So like I will encourage you to do like means in if we are not doing this, then there will be this will be one way. I will be just showing one question, uh, I will be solving those question also. So there is no point in that. So you have like I will encourage you to go ask some question. Okay na. There are high chances, miss, I will try to explain. There are miss, it might happen that I might not be able to answer your question, so that will be a learning experience for me also. So because I hope you are understanding it. So what will happen that I will be giving one question, then I will wait for 1 minute for your answer. I will ask you to write in chat box, and then after that I will be discussing its solution. Okay. So all the question is related to whatever I have discussed till now. Okay, na. So I request you to participate in answering this question. Okay. So the first question is this: which of the following component of wastewater is often not considered as a resource? So you have maybe 1 minute. You can just answer it in chat box. You can write in chat box A B C D, out of A B C D, which is not considered as resource. Like which? Okay, na. Uh, let me open the chat box. Huh. So sorry. Are you able to send message? Just anyone, please confirm you are able to send message now. Okay, one answer I have got D. Okay, so the question is resource. Resource means I think everyone is aware what is this resource, like which we can like use for our benefit purpose. So there is water, nutrition, organic matter. So obviously answer D is correct because we can water is a resource. We can use our resource. Nutrient is also resource. We need nutrient for our plant. We suppose we have extracted some nutrients from wastewater, so that nutrient can be used for making fertilizer or for making some kind of supplement for ourselves. So obviously the water is also a resource. Just 1 minute. Hmm. So water is also a resource. This is also a resource. As I said that we can use it for some kind of supplement to fertilizers and all these things. Organic matter is always a resource. Everything in our surrounding is made of organic matter. So best example of organic matter as a resource, suppose you have produced waste, too much wastewater. So what will sorry, organic waste. So what in treatment process, what they do, that they extract all the organic matter and they decompose it to make some kind of compost, and during composting methane gas is also produced. So they are converting organic, they are using organic matter for production of methane and compost. Okay, then there come these pathogens. So if you remember the definition of pathogens are harmful bacteria, viruses present in a harmful microorganism. So this cannot be a resource. So our correct answer is D. Okay, so here I have written some explanation also. Pathogens are microorganisms such as virus and parasite that causes disease. So if it is causing disease, it cannot be a resource. Okay, unlike water, nutrition and nutrients and organic matter, pathogens are not considered resource because they possess a these are resource, and these are like pathogens are very harmful to human and the environment. Water can be, so if we go through each and every option, water can be treated and used for various purposes including irrigation, industrial process, and even drinking purpose. Remember, if the degree of treatment is very high, we can like if someone, so there are several countries in India. We are generally not following this practice, but at some places in India we are also following. But in many developed country, people are treating this wastewater, and they are reusing that wastewater for drinking purpose. So remember the amount of money, it's all on money. The high amount of money you are spending on high degree of treatment you will get, and you will be just 1 minute. This is my first session. I have to check the recording is going on. Recording is going on, because if nothing is recording, then everything will be vain for me, wastage of time. Uh, so second is nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus can be recovered and used as fertilizer in agriculture. So I already said this thing. Organic matter can be decomposed and used to produce biogas. Biogas, what is biogas? This methane thing, through anaerobic digestion or compost as soil amendment. So you can we will study what is this anaerobic digestion in detail in upcoming lectures, like maybe in big 3 or 4, I don't know. But there you will see how this organic matter is through several process. There is big chambers where these organic waste are kept, and some process are done, and that helps in decomposition, and that produce some kind of biogas. And after biogas is produced, the waste which is left is used as compost. Okay, so so the correct answer was option D. Okay, na, option D. Hmm. Coming to the second question, just similar to the first question, you can write in the chat box like what is wastewater generally produced from laundry and showers are typically referred as. So, everyone, I will ask you, please uh, try to answer it. I think I have discussed in detail what is this brown water, grey water. There is nothing called brown water. Okay, na? Storm water, black water. Okay, so I have got one answer, that is B, grey water. Uh, B, grey water. So for your okay, just for your recap, I'm just opening that slide so that you can just see. This black water is toilet waste that is generally uh, hmm, toilet waste. I hope you I think you are. And then we have this gray water that coming from bathing means. And remember, the basic idea to define this black water and this gray water is due to see, in gray water there is no, in black water there is no such thing salt, dirt and grit. Okay, so remember the basic definition means, in toilet waste generally people, the waste which is in toilet is mainly rich in organic matter only. Okay, so human contaminants. So, so and this gray water is coming from our kitchen waste, bathing and cleaning waste. Okay, so yes, the correct answer for this is B, that is gray water. So here you can see the term is not commonly in context of wastewater. Gray water refers to the water coming from laundry. See, fecal matter. This black water which is high in organic, which has high amount of organic matter, contains fecal matter and urine. The storm water I have already said, from rain and all these things. So again you are good. Dhanisri, Thani, Sarita, Muhammad Amin. Hmm. So so in this context, the correct answer is B. Okay, na gray water. Okay. So before going to the question 3, so I will be discussing about the source thing. Okay, na. So from source means from which point this wastewater is coming. Okay, na. So you have to know, like different type of source. So generally source is defined in two form, that is point source and non-point source. So what is this point source? Means if I'm talking about source, the sources of wastewater. Okay, na. So so the point source are identify single discrete point of pollution. So suppose there is one river and there is one industry here. Okay, there is one industry, and obviously after treatment it is discharging some some wastewater here. So what this wastewater is doing is, the he is that industry is discharging at one single point. Okay, na. So that will be called as a, this is a source of wastewater. So this will be considered as point source. Like at one point he is discharging this his waste at this point, in this river. Okay, na. So generally this is defined, the point source are identified single discrete source of pollution. They are typically direct discharge into water bodies or atmosphere from a specific point, making them easier to monitor or control. Okay, so that's why, see, uh, why we have to know what is, which one is point source and which one is non-point source. So now suppose obviously by government rule, he has to treat his wastewater. Okay, na. So he will have some treatment plant. So this industry is producing some waste, so it will have some treatment plant, and after that it will discharge. So now suppose you are working in a industry, suppose you are a government official, and now you have raided this industry. Like you want to check that whether this industry is following the norms of government, yeah, rules of government or not. So you are from CPCB. Imagine CPCB is Center for Pollution Control Board. Okay, na. So so CPCB. Okay, na. This is C. Remember, this is C. So now you suppose it says that this mineral should be this milligram per liter in water. So you will go and you will collect water from here, okay, and you will check in your laboratory or at anywhere, and if you find that this is not following the rules and regulations, so you have authority to ban this industry. You might have uh, read many news that this industry has been shut off, yeah, due to there is one movie also named Black Water. I'm not remembering exact name of the movie, but there is one famous movie where miss like you can see the use of this point. So where there was one industry, he was releasing some chemicals, and there was some government authority, so there was huge that movie is on real. At the end of session I will try to say, miss, I have to search on the net. Similarly, there is one movie of based on chromium also. So if you are fan of this, like real, if you are interested in environmental engineering, I will suggest you to go through that those movies. Like you will get inspired, like how people have used their knowledge to fight against corruption and all these things. Like this industry and all this do some kind of corruption. They just obviously for treating the wastewater they have to spend huge amount, so they will do some cheating and all this thing. So in past there has been several incident where people, where local people were getting harmed. So those movies are on those things, okay now. So example of point source are industrial effluent wastewater discharge from factory through a pipe into river or lake. The discharge originates from a specific location and usually regulated with permits. So you see, permits have to be followed by CP. Means they have to follow some rules and regulation. If they are not following those rules and regulation, means you can just anyone can apply any kind of fine on the sewage treatment plants. So now suppose there is one society, yeah, one village, and that village is nearby one river, and so all the wastewater that cannot be go directly in the wastewater, directly in the river. So in between there will be one treatment plant, and after that it will be coming to this water, okay now. So see, if I'm talking about source, it's not source of wastewater. Source can be of normal water also, mistreated water also. So think source as a common source, not just for wastewater. So after treatment what will happen that it will also discharge its water in river. So as it is discharging at this point, so this will be at a single point, so that means anyone come at this point and can do a check whether this treatment plant is doing okay or not. Oil spill from tanker, that is means you can also imagine, suppose there is one oil spill, suppose in sea or lake. Suppose there is a sea, uh, there is a lake or sea, and there is one boat which is carrying oil, and that has spilled off. So obviously this the 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 the, the oil which has come to this lake or this ocean is from this single point. So that's why this will be also considered as a point source. Second, we have non-point source. So non-point source, which is not point, is also non-points, but you have to understand what is this non-point source. Non-point source are diffuse and come from multiple scattered sources across a broad area. They are not tied to a single identifier. Means now, so, suppose miss the basic difference between point and non-point source is that you can identify the point source, but for non-point source you cannot identify. Okay, now so here you can identify that this at this point this industry is releasing water. At this point this industry is releasing, and in this ocean this. But in non-point you cannot identify the source because there will be large number of sources. So and everyone is contributing to some kind of pollutant. We will just check, we will go through the example. Urban runoff. So now suppose there is one area, a rain has occurred. As rain has occurred, so what will happen, that water will flow now. So water will flow and it will be going to river. So it won't be at any single point. Water will be coming from each and every point of this area. So this is a known point source. Okay. Similarly, agriculture similar to means like there is agriculture field, fertilizers are there. So from which part of agriculture the wastewater is coming, you cannot say. So that's why it's a atmospheric deposition. So now what is, suppose atmospheric pollutants such as sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide that are entered in the water comes from various sources and then settle on the land on through precipitation, that is gone. So now we know that in area, suppose there is industry which is releasing CO2, then there are sorry, releasing SO4, sorry, SO2, sulfur dioxide. Then there is car which is also maybe releasing SO2. Then there is so say a small some coal, some shop is there who is using coal for burning purpose. So that will also, so you can see in this area every many things are releasing SO2. So you cannot say which one is a huge amount of SO2 has been occurred in atmosphere. So you cannot blame any one particular thing. So it will be considered as a non-point source. So what will happen then once CO2 is in there, once rain H2O is coming, this H2 this SO2 plus H2O will react and it will form H2SO4, which is considered as SO4. Similarly for NO2 also, that will react with water and it will form some acid, rain acid. Okay. So I hope you are okay with the concept of point source and non-point source. Hmm. So coming to the third question, based on this thing, you can answer like you have 1 minute, go through the question. The question is identify correct statement regarding non-point source of the pollution. You have to comment on non-point source of the non-point source are usually difficult to monitor and control in comparison to the point source. The statement 2 is the individual as well as collective contribution of non-point source are always small. So you have to answer it. So you have which one, statement 1 is correct while statement 2 is incorrect. So we have got one answer from Dhanishri. And sorry if I am pronouncing Dhanashri. Uh, we have got one answer. So I see this question might seems you very easy, and of course these questions are very easy. There is no science in these questions. I have already discussed this thing. Based on this thing you can answer it, but try to participate, because in that way it is good for us. It is good for us. Okay, na. It is good for me because from in this way I feel that everyone is participating, means everyone is understanding what I'm saying. If you are not participating, then there are high chances that I might feel that I'm not able to explain in a better way. Okay, so for this is first time that I have got A B C. So three type of answer. Someone is saying C, someone is saying B, someone is saying A. So directly going to the answer, I will be discussing each and every point, both the statement. So the statement one, this is correct statement, and the statement two is incorrect. So the answer will be A. Oh, sorry. Huh. So I don't know why you are saying everyone is saying B. Statement 2 is correct. A statement 2 is means a statement 1 is how a statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 1 is correct. Statement C, I have said here. If you have gone through the definition, if we not tied to single identifiers and often influenced by means harder to monitor and control. So it is written that non-point sources are usually difficult to monitor and control in conclusion to point source. Yes, of course, this statement is correct. So, obviously, if statement one is correct, so this cannot be your answer, and this cannot be your answer. Now you have to go through the statement two. Statement two is incorrect. See, while individual non-point source might contribute a small amount of pollution, the collective contribution of a small of non-point source can be significant and have a substantial impact on environment. Okay, now so now imagine in your area there are 100 cars, and all are producing some CO2. Okay, sorry, SO2. So obviously the amount of SO2 which is released by this car is very small, but collective uh, overall the amount of CO2 released might be very high. So individual collective contribution of non-point source are always a small. I know individual might be a small, but collective cannot be a small. Collective will be always summation of uh, small sources. Okay, now so the answer of this question is A. So those who has given B and C, please go through the lecture. This PPT will be also shared with you. Okay, na. So please go through the lecture and once again try to go through the basic definition of point and non-point source. Okay, na. So the correct the answer for this question is A. Okay, I hope everyone is clear to you. Imran Nisat, you have said B, so I will request to go to the only one person has correct, that is Dhanasri. Okay, coming to the fourth question. So please again, this is related to take your time. You don't have to answer it in a. So take your time and answer this question. Sort the following in point and non-point source of the pollution. Okay, na. So there is industrial effluent, urban runoff, discharge from sewage, and atmospheric deposition. So remember, this question is directly from your whatever I have discussed. Please, everyone, go and A, B, C, D. Which one will be correct? I have got one answer. To yes. So this time everyone has given answer B. So obviously, the miss, if you have gone through the examples which I have said here. From here you can see the industrial effluent discharge, sewage treatment plant discharge, all come under point source, because you can easily see whenever you have to identify, always focus on that. Can you identify the source? If you are able to identify source, then that is point source. If you are not able to identify source, means you cannot comment on the you can say that it is a non-point source if you have done correct evolution. Okay, so these are missed points, so these are specific identifiable source of pollution. So remember, whenever we are giving explanation, we can use this term a specific and identifiable source of pollution, such as pipe or ditch, industrial effluent. This is a classic example of point source because it originates from a specific location. Example, factory. Then we have discharge from sewage treatment plant. This is also a point source and it comes from a specific location. But on another point, diffuser source of pollution that do not have a single point of origin. Miss, I hope this is clear to you. Okay. So those who have miss, the final answer is B. That is yes. So good. Everyone, this one answer given by answer for this question by everyone is correct. So I am going to the fifth question. Just go through it and try to answer it. This thing I have also discussed. So energy, when I said about energy, we say that methane gas and all this thing. Okay, now go through this question and answer it. In chat box, you can always write. If you have any kind of doubt, any kind of question, you can also raise your hand, then unmute yourself, and then you can ask, or you can write in chat box also. Okay, now. So you are always welcome to ask question. So for next lecture, I will expect some kind of questions from you guys. Okay, now. So that will make the session really interactive. Else it will be boring session. Like I'm just posting some question, and you can see these questions. If you have gone through lectures, these are very simple question. Hmm. So yes, we have said that we have water which are different source. So we recover water, we recover nitrogen and phosphorus. We recover water for either discharge or reuse. We recover nitrogen and phosphorus for fertilizer and all these things. Bill treated water can only be considered as reclaimed water. Reclaimed water means like the term you have to understand the meaning of reclaim means we are means now the purpose of depending upon the degree of treatment, the purpose of the use of reclaim water can be different. Either you can discharge that water, so you have reclaim is treated water. You can just say that you are treating that water, you are making that water free from any kind of waste. So once you have reclaimed your water, so depending upon the degree of treatment, that water can be either reused for some purpose, say cleaning purpose, washing purpose. And suppose if your degree of treatment is not so good that your reclaimed water cannot be reused, then you might be discharging that water to maybe to land or to river. Am I clear to you, Ambika? So all depend upon the uh, miss treated water can be considered as a reclaimed water, and what you are going to do with that reclaimed water depend upon the degree of treatment. But yes, treated water will be considered as reclaimed water. Okay. Hmm. So nitrogen and phosphorus will be recovered, and energy. I have already said that organic matter which almost consists of it will be in the form of CnH, Cx. You can say CxH by then N X by Z, and there will be some P also. Okay, na O also. O will be also there. So what will happen that this can be converted into methane. Methane, that is also considered as biogas. Okay, and this biogas is used in production of electricity and all these things. Okay. So adequate wastewater treatment valuable reclaimed water. This is treated wastewater. Okay, na. So we are just giving a new name, but this is treated wastewater that is purified and can be reused for various purposes, including irrigation, industrial process, and even for potable in some cases. It all depend upon our degree of treatment. If you are wasting too much, investing too much money, then we can convert wastewater into potable water. For your own curiosity, you can just search that. I think there is one country, Israel. I'm not sure, but in some city of Israel, they are like 70% they are converting their wastewater to potable water. You can just imagine that they are miss you can just search on that which country is converting most of their wastewater in potable water. So I thought Israel. I might be wrong also. Okay, na. So there is one country which is converting their around 70% of their wastewater to potable water. So they are investing too much in technology and all this thing. Okay. Nitrogen and phosphorus, these nutrients can be recovered from wastewater and can be used as fertilizer. Wastewater treatment process often includes steps to remove recovered these nutrients to prevent environmental issue like eutrophication in water. So I hope everyone is clear with eutrophication. We don't want any algae growth in our water, okay na, or in any lake or river, because that will severely affect our aquatic life. It is question number 5. Energy wastewater can be produce energy such as anaerobic digestion of sludge, which generate biogas, primarily methane, that can be used for power generation or heating. Okay, na. So, if you are aware of this anaerobic digestion, it's good. If you are not aware of that, also good. That is also good. We will be discussing in. We will have one separate one half an hour, yeah, 1 hour session for this anaerobic digestion. There are 4 different steps. I will be discussing it in very uh, detailed way. Okay, now. So for now, just remember that there is one type process that is known as anaerobic digestion, which convert our organic waste to methane gas. Okay, and hmm. So given the adequate treatment process that can lead to recovery of reclaimed water, nitrogen, phosphorus, and energy, the most comprehensive answer is all of D. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Coming to the question number 6, which of the again this is uh, no need to answer this question. I think we have we have seen the already solved two question. Still, if you want to answer gray water is generally which is high in organic matter. So, sorry, low in organic matter. So generally, this kitchen waste, kitchen drain is considered, because this toilet flush and urine contains is directly this one is considered as black water. Okay, so this is considered as black water, black water. This one is considered gray water. Okay. Hmm. So coming to the question number 7. So again, so this is doing. If you are aware of contaminants and pollutants, then go through answer. Go try to answer it. Before discussing this question, I will discuss about this contaminants and pollutants also. Okay, now. So try to answer this question. Question number 7. No, sorry. Sorry. Okay, just 1 minute. Question number 7. Muhammad, just read question carefully. Okay, so before going to Miss, I will just discuss about this contaminants and pollutants. Sorry. So remember, there is two terms which is simultaneously or parallelly, not parallelly, means they are used. So you must have read pollution, air pollution, water pollution, anything. So miss how a pollution occurs. So suppose if anything miss in any air or in water, suppose if any particular thing their concentration, if it is more than required value, suppose everything should be in a limit form, like suppose for example suppose there is a calcium in your water. Okay, yeah, say calcium in water. We know that we need calcium for our in drinking water. We need calcium for our body, we also need calcium, but it doesn't mean that calcium should be exceeding one particular value. That particular value is known as permissible limit. Okay, na. So now suppose remember this question is not related to wastewater. This question is related to simple water. Okay, na. So just make yourself clear what is contaminants and pollutants. So suppose there is miss. I'm opening one thing, that is IS code. IS 10. Do you know, miss, for our drinking purpose we use this IS code. Suppose, do you have any idea of this IS code in India standard? Miss, whatever water we are drinking, what any company that you are, from any company you purchase bottle from some company now, like say maybe Bisleri, Kinley, yeah, anyone. So they follow this standard, that is IS 10. Just let me download it. I hope everyone is able to see my, so this is a, like, this is a standard, like Indian government has set some standard. Suppose if we are drinking some water, the different elements, the different minerals which is present there should not exceed that limit, and their presence should be, this much should be there in that water. So this IS code, that is IS 105 2012, has set some limit, like if I'm drinking water, in that water the pH, miss, obviously the miss, color has some unit of Hagen, and that should be not be exceeding 15, or you can say it should be colorless. Order should be there. pH should be within 6.5 to 8.5. So remember, there is two things: requireable limit and permissible limit. So requireable limit is that this much should be there. Requirements you require for your body to grow. You have to miss, you are drinking a good amount of water, so this much is required. Like you are required to drink a water which has pH between 6.5 to 8.5, and then there is a permissible limit. Like permissible limit, suppose you don't have any alternative source of water, so there are some relaxation, like yes, you can drink uh, miss other type of water which do not fall under this required limit. So now suppose, for example, this is aluminum. So aluminum, so the required amount of aluminum is 0.03 milligram per liter. Remember, this is unit. So suppose a water should not, a water should, if a water contain aluminum of 0.03, then you can drink. But suppose miss, they want that this much amount of aluminum should be there. But suppose in your area, suppose anyhow the aluminum concentration is high, but that concentration should not exceed this 0.2 milligram per liter. Okay, na. So suppose if any, if that pollutant, if aluminum has concentration greater than 0.2 milligram per liter, then that water is not fit for drinking water. So that water needs some treatment for, means you can call this as a wastewater with in perspective of aluminum. Okay, na. Remember, generally when we define wastewater, our mindset is like it contain organic matter and blah blah blah. But this water is also not suitable for drinking purpose. Okay, na. Similarly, suppose if there is calcium, if there is calcium, you can drink any water having calcium up to 200 milligram per liter. But if that water contains a high amount of calcium, suppose 250 milligram per liter, then that water is not suitable for drinking purpose. Okay, na. So from here the term contaminants and pollutants is defined. So now I will again, so I hope the this concept of if less than requirement limit, do we add or we took, no, we take as it is, we don't add anything. If it is less than requirement, then we don't add extra. Say that is upper limit, like this much is required. If you are drinking little bit less than that thing also, then that is also considered good. Okay na. So miss, there will be some for long period of time there will be some deficiency of that, but that is generally neglected. Okay na. So it is always recommended that your water should never exceed permissible limit. If it is less than required limit, then sorry, just a minute. Mm. Uh, uh, Miss, see, required limit is very tricky thing. Like you, miss, it doesn't mean that you, suppose for calcium it is 75 milligram per liter. So it doesn't mean that you can drink water less than 75. You can drink, but that will cause calcium deficiency in your body, because we are not taking calcium from any other source. We are mostly reliable on water and some food. So now for making food also you are using that water only. So what now imagine that you are using a water which has very less amount of calcium, say only 30, but your requirement is 75. So in your body there will be deficiency of calcium. Now, and on another hand, you have pH limit of required limit is 6.5 to 8.5. In that case, you cannot drink any other kind of water. So for pH, it is mandatory that you have to drink between 6.5 to 8.5. There is no relaxation on water. If you go through that table in pH, you will see that on permissible limit it is written that no relaxation. So if any water having pH of between 6.5 to 8.5, you can drink. Say suppose it is 7, it is okay. 7.5 it is okay. Even if it is 8, it is okay. But if it is 8.6, you cannot drink that water. If it is 6.6, 6.4, you cannot drink that water. Okay. So because pH thing is different. When we define pH, then we define the concept of acid and base and all this thing. I hope this is clear to you. Hmm. So this coming to this contaminants and pollutants. So remember, even though in your water calcium is very less, calcium is very less, say suppose 10 milligram per liter, 5 milligram per liter, but it is present there. So this will be termed as contaminants. Okay na. So this is a contaminants. Now in another water, now suppose that their presence is very high, say suppose 500 milligram per liter. Okay, 500 milligram per liter. So now its concentration has increased up to a significant level. So now this will be considered as a pollutant. Okay na. So generally the contaminants are always there in your water, but if the concentration of that element exceed a particular value, then that will be considered as a pollutant, and that will cause pollution to your water. Similarly, for the gas, CO2 is always there in water, in always in air. We have CO2. We know that CO2 is there. But if that CO2 exceed a permissible limit set by um, some standard value, USAP, I don't know. I have to see. If that exceed that limit, then that will be considered as a pollutant. Similarly for SO2, similarly for NO2, similarly for in water also, chromium is there. If it is in very less amount, generally, so for chromium the limit is 0.05 milligram per second per gram per liter. Now if it is less than that, then that is okay, and that will be considered as a contaminants. But if there its concentration increase than 0.05 milligram per liter, then we call that as a pollutant. Okay na. So remember, now the coming to the, so a pollutant is always harmful. Remember, obviously, suppose if you are drinking water greater than that limit, then that will be harmful to your body. Okay na. So hmm, a pollutant always has a harmful effect on surrounding, while a contaminant may or may not have the same. see, contaminants are contaminants. Miss, if it is available in very trace amount, it won't cause any harm to you. So first statement is correct. A pollutant may be component of system, while contaminant is introduced from outside. So this is also like, you see your water is contaminated with this thing. So now you have water. So from some external something has just entered in the water. So some means, suppose until or unless that something, if something has entered in your water, has not caused significant change in your system, then we will consider as a contaminant only, because it has come externally. Okay.
Sir, there is one doubt.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, the contamination is always a pollutant.
Contaminant is not a pollution until or unless its concentration increase a certain value, that cannot be considered as a pollution or pollutant.
Then, sir, I would like to again ask a question related to this. Again, when a suspended solid will get added in water,
Hmm.
can we say that it is a contamination?
Yeah, suspended solid. Suspended solid will see. Suppose if suspended solid comes in your water, that will be considered as a contaminants. Yeah, because that is now you are looking at a bulk thing, like when we talk now, you have introduced the term suspended solid. Okay, now, so if we add suspended solid, then that will be
Sir,
uh,
sorry, sir, can you please again explain? Till that also, I'm not getting till time also to what is actually contamination.
contaminants. See, even if something is present in very small amount, that is even if there is, for every element, yeah, for every mineral there is one boundary, for every particles there is one boundary, that the it is contaminated but not hazardous. Okay, that point I will go to that point after some time. So see, for a miss, until or unless, if something is present there, it is not causing any impact on that water, means it is not polluting that water. And for polluting that water, that element has to cross some limit. Suppose there is one particle p, and it is said that this p should not be exceeding this limit. Suppose it should not exceed x limit. Now, till point, suppose p has a concentration less than x value, then that p will be considered as a contaminants. Now once that p, the concentration of that p thing, p particles has increased beyond x, then now that is causing problem to my water, because now now my water is not should for yeah, fit for drinking purpose, then that will be considered as a pollutant. Now, are you getting it what I am saying? So suppose if you are adding suspended solid, suspended there is, in your water there should not be any suspended solid, so you can say that as a contaminant also. Means see, like that can be removed very easily. So generally means like, you have to see in which perspective you are seeing. So but for broader perspective, yeah, for any in generalized way, just you should remember that contaminants will be always there in your system. Calcium, phosphate, fluoride will be always there in your system. It should not exceed the permissible limit which is defined for that water. If it is exceeding that limit, then we consider as a pollutants. See, in our atmosphere we have always CO2. Am I correct? Now if the CO2 is limit exceeding a particular limit, then only then we are saying that the CO2 is a pollutant. Am I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm getting. Means, sir, can I conclude? Hello.
What can you conclude?
Hello.
Hello.
Sir. Yeah, sir. When I conclude means, I just wanted to tell anything either in a air or in a water.
Hmm.
If anything getting added, then that can be a contamination
Yeah.
unless and until it exceeds the limit. If it exceeds the limit, then that can be a pollution.
Yeah.
Whenever anything is getting added, anything is getting added in anything, either it may be a water or
Hmm.
it may be a air.
Yes.
Any substance, whenever it is getting added, then it can be a contamination.
Yes.
And if it exceeds, then that is a pollution.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
I get it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I get it, sir.
Miss, if you see the definition of air pollution in you a standard book of air, which is you, yeah, if you see the definition of pollution, then it is defined in this way only, that if a particular mean particular a particular thing has crossed one particular limit, then that is pollutant. So you, whatever you are saying correctly, that contaminants will be always there, and if it is exceeding limits, it will be pollutant. Okay. So here the both statements are, I hope everything is clear to you. See, I have also written the definition here also, so I will go through the definition. Just let me erase all this thing. Hmm. Statement 1: pollutant is a substance that harmful effects on the environment, organism, or human health. Just 1 minute. So I have to always show that how many number of students are present. So that's why this should be open always. Hmm. So a pollutant is a substance that has harmful. A contaminant is any substance that is present in place where it should not be. It does not necessarily have harmful effect, but it can depending upon its nature and concentration. So see, contaminant, even if the last statement is true. Suppose there are some particles which should not be there, like it itself is a very harmful, so still that will be a contaminant. Okay na. So a contaminant is any substance that is present in place where it should not be. It does not necessarily have harmful effect, but it changes depending upon its nature and concentration. Okay na. So depending upon the concentration, this this contaminant is defined. So coming to the second statement, a pollutant can be natural or anthropogenic substance that has adverse effect. It may be component of the system. A contaminant is typically introduced from external source, but it can be also naturally occurring, like I said you, like similar to calcium, which is already in there, CO2 which is already there in system, that are not derived. Once this concentration is not are not typically or desirable. Means it is not directly affecting your system. Okay now. So I hope whatever we were discussing this thing only. A pollutant can be naturally or anthropogenic substance that has adverse effect. It may be component of the system. Okay. And the contaminant is typically introduced from the external source, but has a also be naturally occurring substance that is present in the concentration that are not typically or desirable. Conclusion: statement 1 is correct because pollutant typically have harmful effect, while the contaminants might not always have harmful effect. Okay. The statement 2 is also correct because pollutant have are the part of natural system but still have harmful effect, while the contaminants are usually introduced from outside source. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Miss for more Miss uh, I hope this if you have any doubt you can ask or I will go to question number 8. So coming to the question number 8, you can answer here. An example of direct impact managed wastewater on ecosystem is inadequate manage of wastewater. Means if you are not managing your wastewater, then just remember what our wastewater can do. So I have got one answer. We are not managing our wastewater in a defined way. Okay. So see, directly you can answer there is no relation of this acid rain with wastewater, so this cannot be a answer. So this cannot be also answer. Coming to the climate change also occur due to CO2, that is global warming gas. So this is also not an option. So now just if you want to answer indirectly, with this wastewater, does this wastewater contain? Nitrogen and phosphorus. So and we know that these are food for algae growth. So once there is a growth of algae, and that term is known as eutrophication. So what happened that inadequate management of wastewater may lead to the eutrophication. So the correct answer is A. So eutrophication, this is a direct impact of inadequate managed wastewater. Nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus from wastewater can enter water bodies and lead to excessive algae growth. This process depletes oxygen in water, harmful aquatic life and disrupting ecosystem. Okay, climate climate change. See, this is very less. So, means the amount of greenhouse gas released from wastewater is very negligible. So this has no significant impact on climate change. Similarly, acid rain is primarily due to SO2 and also it has no relationship with wastewater. So the correct answer is A, that is eutrophication. So, hmm, coming to the ninth question, this is from your lecture. So if you have gone through the lecture, please try to answer. Which is not a technique for wastewater treatment? I request everyone to please participate in this thing. Try to answer it. It doesn't matter. There is no cues and all this thing. Like you will be judged or okay na. So I request only one person is responding. I want others 7 or 6 also. Please respond. One is saying B. Okay. So see, wastewater treatment is a very advanced process. So, but in short, if there are several unit, okay na, several unit of wastewater treatment. So water will go through each and every process, and at the end we will get our treated wastewater. So initially, what will happen that our wastewater will contain everything, larger particle, bigger particle, everything. Okay, now he is asking about not a technique, not a technique. Okay, now see. So what will happen that so water will contain many things like uh, organic matter, dissolve. We have seen what are different component of wastewater. Okay, now so what will happen that it go through different treatment unit. Okay na, treatment unit. And so in suppose if you are working in a treatment plant, then you will see that there is this aeration tank is there to provide oxygen. Then we have sedimentation tank. Then we have bacteria, the BT, we call it activated. Then we have some biological treatment units. So first is primary treatment unit. First is preliminary treatment unit, where we just remove the larger particle which can be removed by simple uh, mechanism, where the particle are very large in size. So that is known as preliminary treatment. Then we have primary treatment. Primary treatment means your wastewater will contain many suspended solid, dissolved solid, generally very small amount of suspended solid. So then we pass it through this primary sedimentation tank, and we give some time. So with time, what will happen that these smaller particle will get settled down. Then we have biological treatment unit. In biological treatment unit, what will happen that there will be some bacteria, already organic matter is there, and organic matter can be decomposed with the help of some bacteria. So that, so what will happen that some bacteria will be introduced to your wastewater, and that bacteria will decompose organic matter. And at the end of the session, we have advanced treatment unit. So where we add filtration, then do different kind of filtration and all these things. So what will happen that it will remove all the particle, suspended particle, and dissolved particle, suspended particle, everything. And at the end of the day, you will get a treated wastewater which is free from any contaminants. Okay now. So remember, so what is this septic tank? Septic tank, I think everyone has heard of this septic tank. In our bath, in our home, we also build septic tank. So generally this is a small unit where what we do that we let our wastewater to decompose. So once generally septic tank is generally used for fecal contaminant that is being produced in our home. So what will happen that at our home we have septic tank. So in septic tank, what will happen that the wastewater will go. With time, what will happen that the organic matter, with the fecal material, which is mostly organic matter, that will decompose with time. And at the bottom of the, after a long time, we have some compost will be left. And the water which is water which is collected at the top of the sludge will be taken out and will be treated at some other unit for some other purpose. So this is also, septic tank is also a unit of technique of wastewater treatment. Then settling and filtration, I have already said that at the end of the after biological treatment, we filter our water. And initially let we allow something to settle, whatever suspended particle is there. If someone want to say something, he can say. I'm getting some. Hmm. Okay. And I already say that biological process for organic contamination to break down. Am I? Are you guys able to? You guys are able to see my screen now?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, what is happening if septic tank is mixed with kitchen wastewater?
Septic.
If both are were constructed simultaneously, what will happen
Sorry.
to the septic tank?
Repeat your question.
Sir, if the grey water and black water,
Yeah.
it just means the septic tank and the kitchen wastewater are mixed in septic tank. Then what is the output of the efficiency of the septic tank?
Miss grey water, miss your toilet waste and kitchen waste both are mixed. You are saying this thing.
Yes. Both are mixed in the septic tank.
The septic.
Then what will be the
septic,
efficiency of the?
if we look at the definition of septic tank, na, Septic tank is generally defined made for organic degradation. So what will happen that if you add your kitchen waste, yeah, washing waste, cleaning waste in septic tank only, so your efficiency will decrease. Okay na, so the rate of so obviously your cleaning waste, your kitchen waste, your bathing waste contains some kind of salt and all these things. Those salt will somehow, what will happen that that will increase the uh, some external concentration like sodium. It will increase sodium concentration, phosphate sodium concentration, some salt concentration. So it might kill the bacteria which is degrading your fecal metal. The main point of septic tank is to degrade our fecal metal, material. And the fecal material are always mostly, or 99%, they are fully organic in nature, and that can be degraded only with the help of some microorganism, and that microorganism cannot survive in the presence of some salt. Okay na, so it is generally huh?
Okay, sir. Sir, the thing is that is the microbial life is vary with the height of the septic tank. If we increase the height of the septic tank, does it affect to the microbe of the septic tank?
No,
If we increase the height.
regarding septic, that miss height of the septic tank, see, height of the septic tank is generally miss
Approx
obviously.
10 meter.
Actually, answer to this question I cannot say miss completely. Miss, I am not also aware what is the effect of height of the septic tank on the rate of miss larger the septic tank, more miss you can
Sir, I am talking about height, not area. I asking about height. If we increasing the height of the septic tank, does it affect the microbes or the rate of microbes, the reaction?
yes, it will affect, because if you are increasing the height, miss if you are increasing the height, what will happen that it will what if now you are increasing the height, you have to also talk about this base, miss how much how much, see, generally height will just define how much water is present in your septic tank, because all the your fecal material will be settled at the bottom of the tank. Okay na, so generally if you are I don't think, like I cannot say, I cannot say right now what will be the exact mechanism, but depending upon the situation, if height height of the septic tank will not affect the microbial activity and all this thing. So you can just I will also, if you in upcoming class, in upcoming session, I will look for it. But for now, I can say based on, see why I'm saying that it won't height won't affect, because whatever fecal material is there, it will get settled at the bottom of the tank, and whatever mechanism will be happening at the bottom of your tank. So obviously, when you will design your septic tank, you will consider some standard height that is provided for septic tank. So you cannot go below that. Now suppose if you want to increase your height, you can increase, but that won't affect your microbial growth, microbial activity. Are you getting it, what I'm saying?
Yeah, sir. This point is also in my mind. But while I'm constructing my septic tank in my home, the contractor said me that if you are increasing the height, it will affect to the microbe life. That's why I'm asking you.
No, height will not.
It is that the aerobic and anaerobic condition will be formed if you are increasing the height.
If height is increased, then anaerobic condition will occur very fast at bottom of your tank. Now suppose,
So yes, the thing I also think that it may be affect due to the condition of oxygen. Because if you are increasing, if you increasing that,
because
concentration of oxygen will be down.
if you increase the height, there will be deficiency of oxygen at the bottom of the tank, so that will create a anaerobic condition. So that might affect there are high chances that some bacteria which was acting in absence of in presence of oxygen might die. So miss now it will be beneficial for your tank or not beneficial, I have to look into it. So right now I cannot answer this thing. Okay now, so
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
in next
Okay,
section,
sir. Thank
in
you.
next session I will try to answer it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Hmm. And the second C option is dilution with fresh water. So if you are diluting your wastewater with fresh water, so you are just polluting your. First of all, the suppose uh, consider it with a example. Suppose if you have 1 liter of wastewater and it contains suppose 1 milligram of one any particular material. Okay na, so it has in 100 uh, in 1 liter it is 1 milligram per liter. So now and you know that from your yeah, government norms, uh, now suppose it has concentration of 1 gram per liter. Okay, now the government and this is being produced in your factory, that you are producing a wastewater that has a concentration of 1 milligram per liter. Okay, so you cannot throw this wastewater directly, because government has set rule that for this the concentration should be 0.5 milligram per liter. Okay na, government has set a rule that the concentration should be 0.5 milligram per liter. So to convert this 1 milligram per liter to 0.5 milligram per liter, how much water you will be fresh water you will be needing? You will be needing extra 1 liter fresh water you will be needing na. So that's why your final concentration will be 1 divided by 1 plus 1 plus 1, that will be 1 divided by 2, 1 divided by 2, and that will be 0.5. So see, you with this example you can see that to throw, yeah, to discharge 1 liter of wastewater, you are adding 1 liter of fresh water. So that it sound a good technique to you, this won't be considered, because getting 1 liter fresh water is itself challenge. We are limited by this fresh water, we have limited amount of fresh water, so we cannot treat our wastewater with a fresh water. This is an option, but this is not a good technique. Now this is just an example of means 1 liter, so, and with this much low concentration, now imagine how much huge organic matter is present in our system, and for that how many liter of fresh water will be needed. So that's why this is not a good technique. So the answer is C. This is a common method of treating water, especially in rural area. It involves separation of solid and liquid with microbial activity, breaking down the organic matter. Settling and filtration. These are fundamental physical process in wastewater. Settling allows solid to settle out the solids, while the filtration removes the remaining particles. Okay. Biological process. This thing, yeah, I have already said. Dilution with fresh water is generally not treated because rather to metal reduce. I hope you have understood with the example. Okay. Coming to the 10th question, try to answer this question. Uh, you have to match the following type with proper wastewater management with related examples: human health effect, environmental effect, economic effect. So examples, just try to answer it. Like one will be matched with which AB out of ABC, which were B will second will be matching with which one, and last third will be matching with which one. The question is improper waste. Suppose you are doing improper waste water management. What will be effect on human? What will be effect on environment? And what will be effect on economic? I think we have limited time. How much time we have? We have 10 minutes. So I have four miss. I will go till 9 p.m. Okay, na. So last 5 minutes will be like five to generally five. Last 10 minutes is for open discussion, but I think but from next session, I request you to all please go through lectures, ask questions, as many as questions, because see, it will be a learning opportunity for me also, for you also. You will be learning new things and all this thing. Okay, so human health effect, spread of epidemics. So how we can see the explanation: improper waste management can lead to a spread of disease. I have said that improper waste management will produce pathogens, microorganism that will kill, that will cause some kind of disease due to contamination of wastewater with pathogens. So one will be matching with C. So Imran, your first one is correct. The second is environmental effect, pollution of receiving water body. If environmental effect include the pollution of water bodies, yes, which can harm aquatic. Obviously, I have said that there will be algae growth and all these things, and that will miss that miss from a wastewater. A normal river might be also getting polluted, so that's why it will be affecting complete environment. Economic, we all know that fishery and aquaculture all depend upon the water. Suppose you are wasting our water, then it will be affecting your fishery and culture. So I think Jwala, Muhammad Amin, Imran, you all have given correct answer. So good, I think you all are following what I am saying. So CAB, which of the following wastewater is easiest to treat for reuse application? Try to answer it. Which of the water is easiest to treat for reuse application? Reuse, we have to reuse, not discharge. Reuse means either we can use for cleaning purpose, for anything. C, grey water. Let's see. Municipal wastewater. I will directly go to the answer part. Yes, C, because means C does not, wherever there is the C municipal sewage will contain a numerous amount of waste material, like it will contain organic matter, inorganic matter, many things, and its treatment will require much. Its treatment is very difficult. Black water contains our organic matter, high amount of organic matter, that is fecal material. That is also treatment of fecal material is also very tough. But our grey water is generally kitchen waste, cleaning waste water, washing waste water. So that can be easily treated because that contains some kind of salt, and those can be removed very easily. Industrial effluent. So imagine your water is contaminated with chromium. So removing chromium is very difficult challenge. It's very difficult thing. It requires very tremendous process. You have to apply some chemicals and all these things. So yes, the grey water is correct answer. Okay. Which of the following is more adequate as example of wastewater reuse in environmental sector? More adequate as example of wastewater reuse. Try to answer this question also. So use in washing, cleaning. Um, Reuse. More adequate example of discharge. So in so I will just directly go to the answer. C. So wastewater. So I think the answer is D. See, if somebody is saying B and C, the treated wastewater toilet artificial are adequate example. However, the consider the broader environmental and practical application. See, suppose if you are like artificial ground water recharge with treated sewage is often highlighted for significant impact on sustainable water management. Therefore, the best answer will be say every option here is a good option. Like discharge of treated water to agriculture field. So if you have treated your water, you can use for agricultural field. So now what will happen that if you are treating hmm, miss these for all these options are correct option. Like every water can be reused at every, but which is the waste option, that we have to see, and I will be going through one by one. So discharge of treated water, this is an example of wastewater reuse where treated water is applied to agriculture field. This can be environmentally beneficial use if treatment is adequate and application is managed properly. So this is also a good option. Discharge of into river, this is not example of reuse, rather the pollution. If you are untreated sewage can harm the aquatic system and human health. Treated wastewater recycling for toilet flushing, this is a good example of reuse. Treated wastewater is also known as reclaimed water and is used for non-potable purpose, which reduce the demand of potable water. So obviously if you are using treated wastewater for flushing, then your potable water will be saved. The last option is artificial groundwater recharge with treated. This is also example of wastewater use or treated water. Now you have to see which one will be highly environmental impactful. So now what will happen that when we will be recharging our groundwater, then that will be like that will be have been most significant impact on sustainable water management. So that's why the answer for this question is D. I hope you are getting it. I'm in little bit rush, but I think you are getting the gist of question. Typically, pollutant load is considered is highest in which one will have highest pollution load? Industrial wastewater. Hmm. I think no need to explain. I have already explained all this thing. The first 14th question: which of the following Indian government general program include wastewater grey management as one of the applicants? All of the there have been several scheme, and here all the scheme has been used. Okay, now the last question: I define the correct statement regarding decentralized wastewater management. Recycling of wastewater is completely easier. Disposal of treatment location may be far from the origin point. Large wastewater treatment is needed. Long distance transport sewage. So the correct option is recycling of water is comparatively easier. So if suppose for a particular society, if we are trying to uh, treat this water in a one single unit, then this will be correct thing. Like it will be completely easier. Okay na. So I hope this one is few question was very easy question, so that's why I have gone through in a fast manner. Okay na. So discard. One thing which I wanted to share about that Chromium movie. The movie name is Eric. Uh, so you can watch. Miss, I'm not recommending you to watch movies, but these are very good movies about how people are affecting with this chromium was affecting people. So I think this is a let me draw. uh, see, because of the chromium. So I will from where get that you a link will be shared to you. That link will contain the PDF of lecture. PDF that has been shared with you, na. That the NPA, which PDF you are talking about? The lecture which is being taken by Manoj sir. Which PDF? You can unmute yourself, Muhammad Amin. Oh, that PDF is already available there, na. Just let me check. Uh, see, lecture material is already there. Lecture one material for a 1 week, week one. It's already there. And this one, the PPT which I am discussing will be shared to you via NPTEL team. I cannot give you directly this PDF PPT presentation, but we will be sending our presentation to NPTEL team, and they will be sending you one link, the containing the recording of this session and PDF presentation also. YouTube, yes, YouTube. I will be sharing you the. I can share you the YouTube link right now, but this YouTube link will be also shared to you. Everything will be shared to you by NPTEL team. Just 1 minute. Any doubt? Okay. So if you, so I have shared this thing. Uh, there is one more. I don't know why I'm sharing, but this will give you inspiration, like how people have used use of their knowledge. Like this is also another movie. Like there was one industry which was throwing some kind of chemicals and all this thing. So this is also, I think, based on true story. Legal contaminated a town with unregulated chemicals. So these movie you should get. I'm not recommending you to watch movies. Miss, I think you are able to get my motive. What I am trying to say, like you will study everywhere, like wastewater है treatment हो रहा है, but you have to apply somewhere ना. So learn from these things that people have applied their knowledge for betterment of society. Mugging up some formula won't help you until or unless you apply for society. No, I can't do that. You can watch it. It's, I think, how much time? 122 hours movie is there. You can. I hope you are getting the gist. Like you have to apply your knowledge in better way. For applying your knowledge, first you have to get inspiration of how people are using their knowledge to apply in real society. Mugging up formula and all this thing won't never will never help you. Will help you in exam and all this thing, but okay. So I am ending the lecture. So I hope you join next week also, and if if you have, and for next week please come up with question. Generally you can see how come up with a question so that I can we can interact, we can talk.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I just wanted to know the schedule will be same for the next session also.
Yeah,
Means the
yeah,
day and date.
yeah. For me, every Tuesday I will be meeting from 7 to 9 p.m. If there will be any change, you will be informed via mail. Okay, na? So remember my
Sir,
Google.
yes, can we request for any kind of change?
No,
Because I have registered for another course that is solid waste management, and that is also having a same schedule. On Tuesday, 6 to 8, they are having a session. So I am unable to join both the sessions simultaneously.
sorry, I cannot miss. This is like this week. I can.
Means is there any is there any channel where we can put this query?
You can write to NPTL team. NPTL,
Okay, sir.
you must be given one mail ID. You can write to NPTL team feedback form. I don't know. There will be somewhere you can just write question and answer. Just go through this website. You will find some email ID. Support. There is this support. Okay,
Yes,
na?
sir.
On
Okay.
support, just write a mail to them. They will help you in this way. I can help you. Okay, Sagar. I'm ending
Okay.
this meeting.
Yes.
Good night.